Okay, we're going to talk piston and rings just briefly in this video. And pardon my fan running in the background. I had to break down and turn the heat on in the shop. Not too bad though. It's the 4th day of February, and I haven't turned it on yet in here. And granted, I don't work in here every night, but still, my shop's pretty well insulated, so that's, I guess, one of the biggest things. If I can advocate to people that are going to build a shop to work on whatever projects you have, insulate, insulate, insulate. That's the best value. That's the best bang for your buck. Okay, enough about that. Pistons. So what I've got here, and I buy them in bulk, as I said in the previous videos, possibly. I can't remember if I talked about how I buy pistons or not, but that's how I do it. I buy maybe 10, 15 pistons at a time. And you can see I've got all different sizes and manufacturers. Now, the Honda piston, which is right there, front and center, that's a cast piston. And it's going to be probably the most expensive out of this whole lot. The art piston is basically another stock style piston. It's a cast piston as well. I don't think it's a hyper-eutectic piston, which is kind of another technical term, I guess. There are some pistons out there, they use silica displacement, and it makes it kind of like a forged piston for strength, but it's not. It's a cast piston. And I think all of these are pretty well just straight cast. And these I can't even pronounce it. NPIR, focus, there we go. You know, it's a Chinese piston, and I believe anyway, or Taiwan. Oh no, I take that back. Made in Japan. So their quality is probably okay too. Piston pins, I buy them in lots as well. There's a lot of times you'll buy a piston and it doesn't. You know, some of the, like this manufacturer here is a kit. It comes with piston rings, pin, clips, and you're good to go. These art pistons are just the piston, and you have to buy rings separately. Honda's usually the same way. You have to buy rings separately, wrist pins, sear clips. Either way, I think these are all decent quality. You know, it's kind of personal preference on my end, I guess, to have something close to stock, whether it be Honda or art. But I'm going to try a couple of these other piston kits out. They're pretty reasonably priced on eBay, and see how they turn out. And I think I'm going to use, it's going to be a 0.75 millimeter oversized kit for the cylinder I'm boring for the Honda 70 project. So that's what I'm going to use, and I think we're going to try one of these kits and see how they work. And I'll take it out, and I'm 230 pound gorilla, I guess, getting on one of these little 70s and riding around. I'll test it when the weather gets a little nicer. It's about -2 tonight, I think, and going to be wind chill of probably -15 to 20. So won't be riding these anytime soon anyway. That's why we're doing inside videos. Regardless of that, the weather kind of curtails what we do in Wisconsin a lot of times, but it's definitely, wintertime is a great time to build an engine, because you've got time to think about what you're doing, and you don't make the mistakes of trying to slap one back together quick in mid-season just to make it run. Sometimes you'll forget something. I've done it myself. So anyway, piston kits, you take your choice, but I'll tell you from my experience, a cast piston for these little 4-stroke singles works about the best. So I'll show the next video. The cylinder will be honed and painted, and I'll set up the dial bore gauge, and we'll show piston clearance and talk about that quick, and try not to bore you to death. They'll all be pretty short videos, under 5 minutes. Stay tuned.